Welcome to Same Team Media, Same Team Podcast. And my guest today is the owner of Renewed Perspective. She is a two-time marathon runner, a published author, soon-to-be mother, Pilates instructor, dog mom, and the founder of Renewed Movement. Welcome to the show, Christina Baugh. Hi, honey.
Hi, baby.
How are you?
I'm good. I wish that I would have written down my things yesterday instead of just off the noggin. That was good. Very Jay Shetty.
Oh, well, thank you. I was thinking more Sean Ryan. So I did a little bit of digging and I found a mission statement and I wanted to read it. So Renewed Movement's mission statement is to empower women, especially women in their fertility, pregnancy, and postpartum eras. And you do this through purposeful movement, supportive resources, and a community that promotes healing, strength, and connection. So for somebody who's not been to one of your events, what does that look like to them?
Yeah. It really just depends on what event they come to. I think that entirely we try to encapsulate empowerment in general, no matter what facet of life you're in. So fertility, pregnancy, postpartum, it all requires a different amount of motherhood, right? So we want to make sure that we empower women through resources. So whatever they are navigating, they have the tools that they need before they get there. So that way, when they do cross that line, they can just have a little bit of knowledge or resource, whatever that looks like for them, so that they can make the best decisions for themselves and their family. So we have pregnancy pop-ups and postpartum. And within this next season, we're going to be working on fertility as well. So that looks like speakers, a community, maybe some mental health and emotional health gatherings as well.
So there's more than one thing that happens at these events. So you might do fitness and speakers at one of these events?
Yeah. So like one of our events in the past, our first one, we tried to have everything. I wasn't sure how many of these we would have. So we really tried to just make the biggest snowball that we could. We had 5 different speakers. We had a pelvic floor therapist, lactation consultant, labor and delivery nurse, doula, as well as a chiropractor come and speak to the women. And then we also had 2 separate 30-minute pregnancy Pilates sessions. So it was a little bit of everything. And since then, we've tried to maybe do one speaker at an event and then incorporating movement as well so that we feel empowered with our body's ability.
Okay. I was able to attend that event and it was amazing. You actually had a lot. Yeah. I mean, there was, I think that we kind of discovered that having 5 speakers, it's almost like drinking from a fire hose of information just because I mean, there was a point where I'm like, I wish I had my notebook because I would like to take notes on all of this because they had so much good information. So yeah, I think that we learned then that like, maybe we should limit it to 3 at most, just because the speakers that did come in and donated their time and resources to the community of Renewed Movement. I mean, they
were so wealth of knowledge.
They were such a wealth of knowledge, even for me as,
which is something that we want to have in the future where we actually incorporate men, because I don't think that it's the responsibility of the mom to gather all of the knowledge and then regurgitate it back. I mean, there's so much that we have to learn for the first time in 9 months that, I mean, how can you learn how to raise a child and take care of yourself and your family and this whole new dynamic of your life by yourself? So that's something that we want to have in the future where we have couples discussions and we're able to make sure that the men come and they're a part of their family dynamic as well. Give you the responsibility.
And do you have other sponsors that help during these? I know you had a big one on the first one.
Bibibop
was one. Kept all the mamas nourished.
Yeah, we had an extreme amount of donations from the community itself. We had about 28 to 29 different local leaders donate gift baskets, products, monetary donations. We had Melinda Nicole Photography Studio donate her space completely. We had a chair service. I mean, everything will be in the description below if we do create a description below because they deserve recognition. They poured into these women like none other without even a question asked. It was incredible.
It was really incredible.
Yeah.
So I feel like a theme in most of these events is you kind of want to make a day out of it.
Yeah.
It's a few hours that you get to go because not only do you want people to come and absorb the knowledge, but like also like meet and greet for other moms in the community.
Yeah. So I want it to be, you'll hear me say that I want us to build a village, but also be villagers. So what that means to me is that we are building a village for ourselves, but also with one another. Like we have the responsibility to look over our shoulders, the women next to us, and say, do you need me? I have something. Even if you don't need it right now, know that I'm ready and available, because there's no other tribe like a mom tribe. And to witness that firsthand, being pregnant now and watching these women just give each other all that they have, it's incredible. I think you've had a chance to witness it once or twice, and it is a different dynamic.
I definitely have seen it, and it is
I could cry.
It's inspiring, yeah, and it hits your heart.
Yeah.
And I guess we could get right into that, because I did have another thing that I'd written down from some digging that I had done on renewed movement here, and purpose. I really liked what you had written about purpose on this. And it says that we're here to fill the gap in maternal wellness, honoring the physical and emotional changes that women face, knowing that there's no right way to motherhood, but the only wrong way is to do it alone. So, you touched on physical and emotional wellness. What does the physical wellness look like at Renewed Movement?
So we've had the opportunity to partner with Box 219. They were one of our first partners in studio. We got to partner with Mouv. They are a small Pilates studio in Crown Point as well. And now we are doing Pilates in the park, but make it a play date. I want women to honor their bodies in every single season. I think that our culture really does hammer in the bounce back. And what that means to women is you get back into the size that you had. Your body should absorb itself to what it was prior to pregnancy, and your abilities immediately go back to what it was. And that's not beneficial for anyone mentally, physically, or emotionally, because our bodies are different. But it's such a beautiful facet to relearn your abilities, to figure out what this season has in store, and to look at your body and to say it's not as beautiful or as capable as it was prior, when it just created life. It just pushed out life. It is nurturing life. Like, I could cry. I want women to feel empowered when they come to our events and to appreciate their body.
So for sure. So that's the physical wellness.
Yes.
Now, can you touch a little bit on like the emotional wellness that goes behind that as well? Because it's nice to work out, but a lot of times there's a lot more to wellness. So I don't believe that when we are working on ourselves physically, especially in this season of life, it has less to do about our exterior shell and more to do about our emotional capacity, our emotional regularity. And it's scientifically proven that if you work out, like your endorphins, your dopamine, all of these feel-good factors are being resupplied. A lot of things that I hear women say is that during postpartum, there's a big fluctuation, not only chemically, but neurologically, and that does play a huge effect on your emotions. So being able to move your body and kind of self-supplement those emotions, or kind of like get the wheels to go back turning, I think that's extremely beneficial for women. But also, like, you're relearning your patience, with children. And as bad as that sounds, sometimes you need an emotional release. I think that's a huge factor. I think that'll be something really empowering for me as a parent, to kind of be able to find what is healthy for me. And that to me is movement. Okay. One thing that you've shared with me in confidence is at some of these events, you have mothers coming up to you and being very vulnerable with things that they're going through postpartum, or they're struggling with sleep, or, all of the above. Yeah. Is that kind of an aspect of like the community leaning on the community in those times of need? I think part of me does sometimes feel a little bit of like this imposter syndrome when I talk about postpartum, because I don't have the experience. I have women who do speak to me extremely, like, their vulnerability, they wear it on a sleeve because they understand what it feels like to not be able to have that conversation with someone. But I don't understand what that feels like. But I think a large part of what I want to do is prepare women in fertility and pregnancy to be equipped with community, to have that village postpartum, so that those conversations they're not taboo. They're not looked
down upon. They don't make you less than or greater than if you haven't experienced postpartum, but it is more than just the baby blues. It's extreme distress that not a lot of women have the opportunity to have those conversations in confidence with others and realize that there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing that you could have done to prevent it, but there is a community here that can help you through it. And that's what I believe renewed movement can be for so many women and for myself, selfishly.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you think that what are you most scared of going into this kind of postpartum thing that we hear a lot about, and what's a fear that you might have?
So I know that postpartum isn't biased to your socioeconomic status. It's not biased to your physical abilities or your social group or your social setting. So I don't know if I will be affected or how greatly, because I do believe that it's scientific. It's an emotional levels that we can't control. So I think that is my biggest factor of, feeling less than, although I talk about it, it's a human factor to be like, what is wrong with me? Yeah. And to be able to have a community that will hold my hand and quite literally tell me nothing is wrong with you. We're going to walk through this together. That is my biggest fear. But I think that the community that we have, and I've seen it firsthand, I think that it's kind of making it easier to swallow that even if postpartum does come knocking on my door, I'll have a really good group of women to kind of lean on.
I think that's one of the most amazing things, being an outsider, getting to look in at this community that, you aren't building it, like it's building itself.
Yeah, I saw that today, and it's the truth. It has nothing to do with me.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really amazing. And to see these women that are making friends and the children that are making friends and calling each other by name and,
oh my gosh,
playing in the park.
Cutest thing. Okay, so I do want to share like two things because there's this family that comes. It's Alex and her two little ones, her mom and her dad and her husband. And they came to the first one and they come as a unit, like Papu George. We had one of the little kids, they'd never met each other. So Athanasios is her son. And we have another family that comes, and Christina's son's name is Nico. And they talk about each other. I guess today Athanasios was telling his dad, Jesse, he's like, oh, I'm going to see Nico. Where's my friend Nico? And Jesse had absolutely no idea who he was talking about. But these kids knew each other. And on the other side of it, coming to today's event, Nico was asking his mom, Christina, where's Papu George? Like these families that had never intertwined before are now becoming a family. And like these little ones remember each other's names. Like it's just like the cutest thing ever. It could make me cry.
It is amazing to see it. It is amazing to see it.
And then I have one more because it is the sweetest thing. So I know that my sister-in-law, Bree, when we first told her that she was pregnant, she gave me all these tips and really great advice to be like a good mom. And a good mom has nothing to do with, getting everything right, but being a good mom to other moms. Like if you forget sunscreen, go and ask another mom. If another mom forgot sunscreen, be that mom that doesn't make her feel guilty and say, hey, like if you need it, it's here. And so that was one of the things that Bree had talked to me about. And I witnessed it firsthand from that same family, Alex. We were having an event and she had an extra. First off, who carries extras, right? One is, what's your line?
2 is 1 and 1 is none.
Yes. So she had 2 of these, and I'm probably going to get it wrong because we haven't had to use them yet, but they are basically like cushioned sleepers. Well, this mom came with her daughter and just had her like in a strap-in or whatnot, like a little carrier. And Alex just turned around and she's like, I have an extra one of these if you need it. Like if you don't need it, that's fine, but like know that it's here. And it was one of those moments where you could see another mom's stress level or another mom's like tension just release and just understand that I don't have to know you to love you. Mm-hmm. I don't even have to know what you need, but know that whatever I have is yours too. Yeah. And like that is the community that is showing up. And it's amazing.
It is really cool.
Yeah.
It is very cool. So I wanted to ask you, what's something that you hope to see in, let's say not the near future, but the long-term future for renewed movement?
As far as like what facet? Like brick and mortar?
Where do you see it going? What's your vision long-term for renewed movement?
If there was no limits.
No limits.
and where I see us now, I believe that it could be a brick and mortar facility with different areas so that everything that we're doing, Bruce agrees.
Bruce agrees.
The reality of life and being parents.
Yeah. This is live. You can't plan
Bruce,
that.
come. Thank you, my love. Thank you.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you, my love.
UPS is here, Bruce.
Leave it. Sit. I would love for, brick and mortar, for us to be able to hold classes where babies come with their mother. So we love to do the Mommy and Me, and I think that that's important for so many different reasons. But I want our community to realize that they don't have to do life separately from their little ones. They don't have to find like the stress of daycare or, having families that travel so often. So having something that is made for mothers, like you can come with your little one. So an area in this facility that is a studio. And then we have kind of like breakout rooms. So if we ever do have resource-driven conversations or birthing classes or, spinning babies classes, all these things that we're learning that we have to go to 12 different places for, it will be a resource hub so that they feel like they can come to one place. It's less on your list to look for. I would love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very exciting. I like that
So
vision.
too.
I like that vision.
Yeah. I think that part of me, I know we had touched base on this earlier, but you'd asked me about how long these events are and everything else. I want women to be reminded that they are the largest influencers in their family. Like we go online and we see all of these different versions of motherhood, and most of them are prim and proper because that is what sells on social media. And those are the mom influencers that we see. But I think that it's extremely important that we're reminded that we are the biggest influencers, the biggest testimonies of our family, and we should be treated as such. I think that there's something wrong in our society that the minute that you become pregnant, certain facilities aren't for you anymore. Certain, wardrobes aren't for you, spaces. Like we see it so often. You go into a restaurant or, we've seen it not in our church, but in some churches where, a baby's crying and everyone's like, it's quiet time. Like, I don't want that to be our facility. Let your baby cry. Speak to them kindly because we're all learning from each other. That's, I think, another huge thing that I'm learning from all of these women, all of these different facets of motherhood. And I want them to be reminded that they are well taken care of, that they are well admired, and they're the biggest influencers in our community. I could cry.
She might be a little emotional because she is pregnant, but that's perfect.
I think that's literally
it is beautiful. It is. It's
has
your heart.
nothing to do with pregnancy.
It's your heart.
Yeah. That's another thing that we'll debunk, I'm sure, on this. I don't believe in a lot of things that come with pregnancy, like cravings and hyper emotion, because I don't believe that was hyper pregnancy emotion.
Not at all. Not at all. Bruce, you don't think so either, right? So how can people who might be viewing this find Renewed Movement, any events that might be coming up, Renewed Confidence, your book?
Yeah. So Renewed Confidence, I don't know if it's framed, but it is behind you and it is available on Amazon. So you can go ahead and check out Renewed Confidence. It's under Christina Beloso. I wanted to make sure that there was at least one piece of me out there with my maiden name. And then you can find us at Pilates in the Park. I will have 2 more this month before I go on maternity leave. And you can check us out on Instagram at renewed.movement. And I believe that's all of the actual handles that we have currently, but hopefully to grow.
Are you looking for any sponsors for upcoming events?
Yeah.
Or
So we actually had 3 instructors in the area who reached out and collabed with me, friends first and foremost, and amazing instructors, industry leaders in our community who have partnered with Renewed Movement to take over the Park Pilates. So yeah, just take a look out because we're always looking for sponsorships within the community to continue spoiling our mamas.
Super exciting, honey.
Thanks,
I'm proud
baby.
of you. I'm very proud of you.
Thanks.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your team. I'm proud of the community that is building itself.
Yeah.
And you believe in it. I believe in you. I believe in the movement. And I can't wait to see what you create in the future. It's going to be amazing.
The team and I are definitely working together to continue growing.
Well, should we send the people off, and we'll see them at the next event?
See you at the next event.
See you at the next Renewed Movement event.
Love. Good job, Boots. Thanks, honey.
You're welcome.